Welcome, beautiful friends, to our One Who Wakes dialogue on The Truth Is in There. How many of us have been searching for truth? Haven't we all been searching for truth? Even when we thought that truth was the cute little girl across the row in the 6th grade? We've been searching for truth in a big way. You guys remember this from the X-Files? This image? You know, that start do-do-do-do-do. The truth is out there. And we really do kind of believe that because we think we're here, and of course we can't be the truth, so it's got to be out there somewhere. And we seek and seek and seek and seek and seek. So tonight we're going to talk about the discourse that Jesus gives in the Course in Miracles about seek not outside yourself. This is the extended version of what he said, go in the closet and stay there until you find the truth. So we're going to get started tonight with a little Van Morrison. You know, this is really speaking to the end of the journey, the peace and the quiet, but you will always find that within. How many people have tried meditating and you try like crazy to get a really quiet outer environment, and if there's any outer thing, you're just really disturbed? Well, this is about finding an inner quiet that it doesn't matter what's going on out there. You rest in peace. So here we go, Van Morrison.
Are we syncing this?
Oh, thank you, Cindy.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Foghorns blowing in the night, salty air in the morning breeze, driving cars all along the coastline. This must be what it's all about. Whoa, this must be what it's all about. This must be what paradise is like. It's so quiet in here, so peaceful in here. It's so quiet in here, so peaceful in here. Warm up, love radiance on your face, and your heart beating close to mine. There's the evening fading and the candle glow. This must be what it's all about. Oh, this must be what it's all about. This must be what paradise is like. It's so quiet in here, so peaceful in here, so quiet in here, yeah, so peaceful in here. Oh, my suffering in the world, and so many dreams that don't come true. It don't matter anymore. Oh, this must be what paradise is like. This must be what paradise is like. It's so quiet in here, it's so peaceful in here, it's so quiet in here, it's so peaceful in here. But with some wine, with some friends, talking to the wheels of the dawn. this must be what it's all about. This must be what paradise is like. Oh, this must be what paradise is like. It's so quiet in here. It's so peaceful in here. It's so quiet in here. So peaceful in here. Big ships out in the night. Yeah, we're floating across the waves, sailing for some other shore where we can be what we wanna be. Whoa, this must be what paradise is like. Yeah. This must be what paradise is like, baby. It's so quiet in here, so peaceful in here, so quiet in here, peaceful in here. It's so quiet in here, it's so peaceful. So quiet in here. It's so quiet in here. So peaceful in here. So quiet in here. So quiet in here. So quiet. It's so quiet in here. It's so peaceful. So peaceful in here.
Well, that might have just done it. Inner peace. That's what this is all about. Is finding the center of your being, which is one with God, one with everything, that is just so unimaginably peaceful. It's the peace that passes all understanding. So this is about some of the ways that the mind tricks us in trying to seek it outside of ourselves. And Jesus is going to try and put up a couple of roadblocks and point out ways you might not recognize what you're doing and then come back. How about this girl with really big binoculars, looking way out there sometime or in the future? So, you ready, Cindy? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Seek not outside yourself, for it will fail, and you will weep each time an idol fails. Heaven cannot be found where it is not, and there can be no peace existing there. Each idol that you worship when God calls will never answer in his place. There is no other answer. You can substitute and find the happiness his answer brings. Seek not outside yourself, for all your pain comes simply from a futile search for what you want, insisting where it must be found. What if it is not there? Do you prefer that you be right or happy? Be you glad that you are told where happiness abides, and seek no longer elsewhere. You will fail, but it is given you to know the truth, and not to seek for it outside yourself.
This is one of the big lines out of A Course in Miracles. Do you want to be right? Do you prefer to be right, or do you prefer to be happy? Because oftentimes our mind will create these stories about what will make us happy. A new partner, a lot of money, a new apartment, a new car, some kind of plastic surgery. Who knows what it is? If someone that you didn't like would get away from you. The mind always puts condition of your peace on situations and circumstances outside of you. And all of that is a trick to keep us from turning to the one place where we can have peace, which is within, and that's, of course, in any moment. So we seek, for myself, I can only speak for me, but I bet you guys have saw it this way. I sought it in success, recognition, money, awards, airplanes, lake houses, spouse, children, all kinds of things, thinking if I could put together the American dream, it's really the American nightmare, by the way, that if you get all the house, the kids, the success, blah, 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 that's supposed to equal happiness. Well, that's what the world taught me, so I went barreling out to do just that. And I checked them off the list very easily. But yet then where was the peace? Oh, it'll come next time our sales increase. It'll come when we have a second child. It'll come sometime in the future. And I chased it and chased it and chased it and chased it and chased it. And we make idols like crazy they're so subtle we don't even know it. Even saying awakening will come in the future is an idol that you're seeking outside yourself, and yourself only exists right here and right now. And this is one of the big traps, is our egoic consciousness creates a concept of what awakening is, what the experience will be like, and what it will mean after the experience. It does it all the time. It's just really interesting that we actually allow our minds to create those experiences about something, or those concepts about something we know absolutely nothing about, and stand in that in judgment of what has not yet been experienced. It's absolutely crazy. And then we run around based on that concept trying to judge whether someone is or is not awake. Do you see the insanity in that whole thing? It's crazy. But yet we do it. We hear Adyashanti's experience, we hear Byron Katie's, you hear John Mark's, whatever. Oh, and the mind says, I know what that is, and this isn't it. And by the way, it never really says, this is it. It's just another kind of trick. So he's told us way back then, and Buddha and every other enlightened being has said the same thing. You're already it. It's right there. You are what you seek, and it's within. But our mind just can't grasp it. No, it can't be that easy. So it again gets us to start looking out there or in the timeline, rather than turning within and finding the space within. Even when you start to turn within, the mind will have all kinds of tricks to try and play with you so that you don't actually stay within and cast you back outside.
No one comes here, but must still have hope, some lingering illusion, or some dream that there is something outside of himself that will bring happiness and peace to him. If everything is in him, this cannot be so, and therefore by his coming he denies the truth about himself and seeks for something more than everything, as if a part of it were separated off and found where all the rest of it is not. This is the purpose he bestows upon the body, that it seek for what he lacks and give him what would make himself complete. And thus he wanders aimlessly about in search of something that he cannot find, believing that it is what he is not.
So any of us, all of us who incarnated in this realm came because we thought there was something here that could add to what God created. We could have some experience, something that was greater. And really that was our desire, to push God aside and make our own throne, our own little kingdom within our minds. So anyone who thinks they shouldn't be in this realm, or they made a mistake, there's no way. We all come here by conscious choice. There is no randomness about it. No one's forced to do it. We all come because we think there's something here that is greater than what God gave us. Now, of course, the scriptures and everything else says God created us in His image. All that is, created a replica of all that is. But wait, there's something more than all that is, and I'll find it. And oftentimes when we pass and we transition, if there's something, you had a lousy life, but you were sure if you just could have been a corporate CEO, your whole life would have been different. Well, chances are that desire left unfulfilled is going to cycle you back to have yet another experience, because you've said, oh, this will bring me greater peace. This will fulfill me. So just be careful, because that's what keeps the wheel going, is because we don't find the inner peace and we keep seeking and seeking and seeking and seeking. So we deny our truth by seeking outside of us. By saying, oh, we need more money, or we need more this, or we need more time, or we need a nicer body, or we need greater health. All of those things are denials of what truth we really are. And the more we seek, we're really reaffirming the denial. Because we can't seek unless we first believe we have legitimately lost. And that's the big illusion. We never have been separate, ever. It's impossible. You can ask anyone who's experienced it and they'll say, oh my gosh, it was right there all along and I didn't need to do anything to create it or find it. It was just there the whole stinking time. And this is the purpose we've given the body, is seeking all this stuff. Because we created the body to be incredibly limited, frail. I mean, if you don't go 24 hours without food, you're in distress. We created it that way so we're constantly looking to try and fill the void that we created by making ourselves so small. So no, it cannot be found outside of you. And for those of us who did chase idols and we get them, oh, it's a beautiful little honeymoon period when you catch one, isn't it? You catch a spouse, you get a lot of money, you get a big tax return, whatever it is. There's a period of like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. And then about a week later, the mind starts bitching again. The mind starts complaining again. Oh, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. And then the mind, and it contrives a whole new plan. And before you know it, it's convinced us that it's there, and off we go. Seeking, seeking, seeking. Has the mind ever said, you know what, just stop and do nothing and be still, and it's within? That's the only place you'll find it. That's where it is. It says it in the Course in Miracles, set the stinking thing down. Don't seek outside yourself. We've had a lot of dialogues about undoing, trying to erase all our concepts and erase all our beliefs so that we can find this stillness, this silence within that we've piled all this stuff on top.
The lingering illusion will impel him to seek out 1,000 idols and to seek beyond them for 1,000 more, and each will fail him, all excepting one. For he will die, and does not understand the idol that he seeks is but his death. Its form appears to be outside himself. Yet does he seek to kill God's Son within, and prove that he is victor over him. This is the purpose of every idol has, for this the role that is assigned to it, and this the role that cannot be fulfilled.
So any desire for any idol is really the desire to not be what you were created to be, this infinite being, one with all that is. So we don't recognize, but even in our deepest, most earnest seeking, we're really jumping off a step of denial outside of the truth in order to create the experience of seeking. And we seek and we seek and we seek and we seek and we seek. And this is really important. We will seek out 1,000 idols, and even in our discouragement, even in our despair, we will continue seeking in idols. And we will seek them and seek them and seek them until finally, either in a brought to your knees or whatever, you finally get humble enough to say, I don't have a clue how to do this. I have sought everywhere and I am just distressed. Please, some help and guidance. And then, of course, we can turn within. And when you do, it need not take long and it need not be painful. If you're looking in the right place, which is within, there's not much in there except you and your thoughts. And one of those is true. Which one is it? The you is true. The thoughts are not true. But we chase the thoughts, we chase the thoughts, we chase the thoughts, we chase the thoughts, we chase the thoughts. Because you are always in eternal peace watching all this craziness happen within your consciousness. You don't have to be identified with it. Whew. Do any of those idols look familiar? These were some of my personal favorites. You guys may have had your own list, but does any of those look familiar to any of you? Yes? Well, we'll go have a hamburger after, I guess. Go ahead, Cindy.
Whenever you attempt to reach a goal in which the body's betterment is cast as a major beneficiary, you try to bring about your death, for you believe that you can suffer lack, and lack is death. To sacrifice is to give up, and thus to be without, and to have suffered loss. And by this giving up is life renounced. Seek not outside yourself. The search implies you are not whole within and fear to look upon your devastation and prefer to seek outside yourself for what you are.
Everything in this world is about number one, or the first line. Whenever you attempt to reach a goal in which the body's betterment is the cast as the major beneficiary. Isn't that school? Isn't that all self-improvement? Isn't that all working out? Isn't that all everything? I mean, think about it. Isn't almost everything you do trying to improve the body's experience? We don't recognize that every one of those, every one is asking for a death because it's saying we are a body and we're denying our truth. And this is one of, I mean, he's very black and white in this course. It's not gray. It's not like, well, if you seek spiritual things that are good for the body, well, that's okay. And it's just another trap. Everything that you seek is about trying to, and self-improvement is a huge trap. This is about self-realization, recognizing who you already are and who you already have been, that requires nothing in order to be. But if you're seeking in this way, you first are acknowledging that I'm dead and I'm trying to come to life. And there are lots of modalities out there about healing past, which is very important. I had to heal mine too. But at some point you recognize that, well, if I never was a body, what would there be to heal about a body's experience? And when you can let go of the thing that you're a body, then all the stuff that was attached to the body, not only its past, but its wants and needs, starts to fall away. And then this spacious, radiant silence that's always been there starts to emerge, starts to fill your being. So this is not one that we like hearing. We really don't. I mean, you can go ahead and admit it kind of sucks to hear this. The ego doesn't like that because this is the world is all that it knows. And that's what its whole thing is about. How can I be happier? The truth is the divinity within you is already radiantly, perfectly happy and needs nothing in order to be so. Because it's already whole, it's perfectly safe, and it's eternal. And when you find that, you'll stop. There won't be any more seeking. You will have found the Holy Grail, so to speak. So again, he's just mentioning there, when we seek outside, we first said, I want to die. I'm choosing death because I'm going to deny what I really am. And this is tough because we get stuff like A Course in Miracles. We're like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I know I'll find the truth in here. I know I'll find the truth in here. And we study and we study and we study and we study and we study. Every time you pick it up, you're really saying, the truth isn't true now, but I'm going to seek an idol instead. And I'm not dissing the Course in Miracles or any of other Yeshua's pathways or the Bible or the Upanishads or anything else. They're all pointing to the truth. But they all say, don't make an idol out of the tool. Use the tool like a paddle to return you to the destination and then let it go.
Idols must fail because they have no life, and what is lifeless is a sign of death. You came to die, and what would you expect but to perceive the signs of death you seek? No sadness and no suffering proclaims a message other than an idol found that represents a parody of life, which in its lifelessness is really death, conceived as real and given living form. Yet each must fail and crumble and decay, because a form of death cannot be life, and what is sacrificed cannot be whole.
I mean, you've all heard you can't take it with you. Why don't you find the one thing that you will have and have always had forever and will take with you? Here, now. Find that heaven while you're embodied. If you haven't found it while you're embodied, you'll come back and get another chance to find it while you're embodied. That's how you get off of the cosmic cycle, is to find it while you're embodied. That's how you step off. So, otherwise, we're just seeking death after death after death. Does money have life? Does a car have life? Do any of the idols over there have life? Aren't they all really inanimate? Even if you're looking for it in a relationship with someone else, what you're really saying is, I'm not whole, I need my other half. Cindy, I'm empty. Would you fill me from your emptiness? Cindy and I tried this for 15 years, trying to fill each other from our own empty well, and it was brutal, wasn't it? It was pretty nasty. It was really bad. And you guys have all tried that, haven't we? From a place of emptiness, you feel like you want to give, you want to give, you want to give, and then you feel really empty. So anyway, not the most popular stuff for the world to read, but if you want to wake up. And this is why Yeshua was put on the cross, because his teachings went across the grain of everything the world is and is for. And it threatened the establishment, it threatened the religious indoctrination, it threatened everything so much because nobody wanted to hear this news. They wanted to know, oh, if I just get more money, if I'm like that person, or if there was just equality instead of rich people and poor people, everyone would be happy. No, they wouldn't. The only thing that will bring happiness, the only thing that will bring peace to the earth is not more weapons or more whatever. It's everyone finding inner peace, period. Enlightenment will change the world. Nothing else will. It's just more kind of smokescreen. So all those things are lifeless. We don't like to hear that, but they are. What will you take with you? Find that. Because it's not the body. It's not any of the possessions. It's not even the memories that are contained within the body-mind.
All idols of this world were made to keep the truth within from being known to you, and to maintain allegiance to the dream that you must find what is outside yourself to be complete and happy. It is vain to worship idols in the hope of peace. God dwells within, and your completion lies in him. No idol takes his place. Look not to idols. Do not seek outside yourself. Let us forget the purpose of the world the past has given it, for otherwise the future will be like the past, and but a series of depressing dreams, in which all idols fail you, one by one, and you see death and disappointment everywhere.
He told us this message 2,000 years ago, and we pretty much haven't made a lot of progress. We've made a lot of technological progress, we've extended lifespans, but in terms of finding the kingdom of heaven, finding the truth within, we haven't made an awful lot of progress. And much of the technology was us trying to create so that we could create an easier lifestyle. And all of us now, compared to 150 years ago, we've all got luxury lifestyles. We're not out there running around every day picking food. We're not having to do all that stuff. We're not working hard manual labor. All that kind of stuff. I can assure you, if someone from 150 years ago knew of our lifetime, they would say, how in the world can you not be happy? But recognize, even with our abundance, have you looked at the grocery store? Go in the grocery store and imagine 150 years ago what someone would probably fall to their knees. That they couldn't imagine a miracle of such huge grandiosity that they could walk into a store and have so much choice. Half the time they walked around with their stomachs empty. So recognize no technological improvement, no ease in life is going to fill that void. But there is a place inside that's already full, and that he's going to point to in a moment and tell us how to get there, because this is what he usually does. He kind of gives us the hard line, kind of depresses us. We're like, the lottery won't do it, whatever it is. And then he'll come back and say, okay, but here's how you get there. But if he doesn't shake us up a little bit, and everybody in here has felt your contraction around that. Every one of you had. So look at those, because those are what your idols are. For those of you who are participating in the way of mastery, when he says, trust your desire, and if you're doing the exercise of writing your desire down, look how many of them might be pointing at these idols. You might be shocked to know that you're just seeking for life and death in the world where you're not going to find it. And that's why the past just keeps repeating itself over and over and over until we get dizzy.
To change all this and open up a road of hope and of release in what appears to be an endless circle of despair, you need but to decide that you do not know the purpose of the world. You give it goals it does not have, and thus do you decide what it is for. You try to see in it a place of idols found outside yourself, with power to make complete what is within by splitting what you are between the two. You choose your dreams, for they are what you wish, perceived as if it had been given you. Your idols do what you would have them do, and have the power you ascribe to them, and you pursue them vainly in the dream, because you want their power as your own.
So we took our infinite creative power. When we decided to play in this realm and seek other experience, we had to take our infinite creative power, which is whole, and we split it between male and female. That's one thing. And haven't we all felt the desire to bring those energies back together, but yet the repulsion that comes with it? And don't we manipulate in all kinds of ways around sexuality? And that's one way that we had to split our power. But then we give our power to shows like, plasticsurgery.com or something. You can watch them operate on people. I saw one of my kids watching one of those, like, how in the world can you watch somebody be operated on? But we create all kinds of things outside ourselves. And the thing is, we're choosing to give our power to those things. Just look within your being at the thing, when this changes, when that changes, when this changes, or you believe that it won't change. You've given a situation and the circumstance the power over your peace. And you think you'll get peace back when you acquire the things back that you've given your power to. Leave the damn things, just take your power back. And that's the power of choice, to seek out there or to turn within and find it in the only place that you will ever find it. The only place we'll ever find it. So know that when you're seeking it, you're creating the experience of giving your power to something outside of you and then the effort to chase it. And many of us have done that, and you grab it and it will not fulfill you. And then you'll give it to something else. You'll give it to something else. You'll give it to something else. You may even give it to a spiritual pursuit, which can go on for decades. And we can get kind of happy in that. We kind of get we get a little bit of peace. We kind of start to like it. But there's an even greater gift inside, one that you'll never, ever lose, and no one can ever take away from you. That's the same one, isn't it?
Nope, it's not the same one.
Are you ready, Cindy?
Yeah, I'm on the first paragraph, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Did I skip the last paragraph of the other one?
I think I was just a little spaced out. Okay, we're ready?
I'm sorry, honey. Idols are falling like crazy.
Yes, they are. All idols of this world were made to keep the truth within from being known to you, and to maintain allegiance to the dream that you must find what is outside yourself to be complete and happy. It is vain to worship idols in the hope of peace. God dwells within, and your completion lies in Him. No idol takes His place. Look not to idols. Do not seek outside yourself. Let us forget the purpose of the world that the past has given it, for otherwise the future will be like the past, and but a series of depressing dreams in which all idols fail you one by one, and you see death and disappointment everywhere.
The idols were made to keep the truth. I use food as a big coping mechanism. A pepperoni pizza could take a bad mood away from me like that. A pizza, think about that. Instead of just choosing to be happy, I gave it to something else. How many of you feel way better after a bowl of ice cream? I know you do, Steve. Steve hangs out at Ultimate Ice Cream. I'm not trying to bust those things. I'm just trying to look at where you take that you need something outside of you to change your state of being. You have the power of choice within to do that in an instant. Don't give the power to whether the neighbor mows the yard at the wrong time or whatever, or a new pair of shoes. Just look at where you do that and be willing to take it to the Holy Spirit and say, yes, I see that I have made an idol out of ice cream. Sorry, buddy. And I'd like to take my power back. That's not to say you don't enjoy ice cream, because this is the thing the ego will do. It will go like, well then shit, what do I do in this world? And you start kind of denying the world. It's not about that. You can still enjoy the ice cream. You can still have a closet full of shoes, but recognize that your power is within. You don't have to get rid of anything. You don't have to push anything away. Just take the power back that you've given all those things. So that if they don't have the size shoes that you like when you go to get a fix of shoe shopping, you don't go home depressed and pissed off. And how many of you have gone to the ice cream store and your favorite flavor's out? And you've gone for some enjoyment and are all right off the bat, you're disappointed. So just start to look within your consciousness at how fickle you can be with such little things to let your peace be taken away. You've made an idol out of that. You've given the weather oftentimes the power to shift your state of being. You're much more powerful than that. God dwells within. And when you find it, you will know. It won't be a concept. It won't be a theology. It won't be a dogma. You will be glad to help everybody else drop all those crazy things to just find the simple truth that is within and has been there the whole time. And then you'll know that everything was an illusion because you never were separate, ever. It was just a whole kind of charade. Whew. Okay, honey, he's going to tell us how to do it. Who wants to know how to do it now that we've had our chops busted about our idols? Again, idols aren't bad. Don't go home and throw all the shoes away. Just allow the Holy Spirit within your being to heal your attachment to those kind of things. Go ahead, Cindy.
To change all this and open up a road of hope and of release in what appeared to be an endless circle of despair, you need but to decide that you do not know the purpose of the world. You give it goals it does not have, and thus do you decide what it is for. You try to see in it a place of idols found outside yourself, and power to make complete what is within by splitting what you are between the two. You choose your dreams, for they are what you wish, perceived as if it had been given you. Your idols do what you would have them do, and have the power you ascribe to them, and you pursue them vainly in the dream, because you want their power as your own.
I'm having deja vu.
Me too.
I'm having big time deja vu. Anyone else? Of course. Yeah, we did do that one twice. Well, I guess it was really important. We're going to have to experience it again. But we think we know what the world is for. From the littlest, didn't we start being indoctrinated? The world is for success. The world is to be conquered. The world is a scary place. We were told that kind of stuff all the time. And the fact of the matter is, within your consciousness is full of all the crap other people didn't like in theirs, so they gave it to you. And we filled our consciousness with all this stuff. Of course, at the time, we didn't know any better. We were little kids. We didn't have any discernment. We didn't know right from wrong. We thought all these important people we could trust. Wipe all of that away and just go in absolute humility to love and to God and say, the Holy Spirit, whatever your inner guide is, what is the real purpose of the world? And when I truly opened up to that, what I was told and what I experienced had nothing to do with what I ever thought the world was for. The world is for this experience of seeking and not finding and then turning within and finding. And we can all come to that point. We can do it consciously by choice, or we can wait till the universe brings us to our knees. Because the universe is just tilted that way, that everyone's going to wake up. You can do it in joy, you can do it the easy way, you can do it pleasantly, or you can do it the hard way. And we've all experienced some of both. I would encourage you to do the former. Effortlessly, easily, simply follow the directions, go within and stay there. I love this picture. Because this is really what it's about. Is starting to look within your consciousness and be informed by Spirit that you can begin to see something within you that is totally different than what the world would tell you. That you can look within the body, like the cat looks and sees a lion, you can look and see Christ instead of the body. And when that starts to open up in your consciousness, you'll know you're getting pretty close to having found the truth. But that's just really cool. I think Jesus said, or Yeshua said in one of the Way of Masteries, can you look in the mirror and say, behold, the Christ is here. Behold, the Savior has come. And if you do that kind of stuff, you'll see what's not like that come up in your mind and go, no. Go ahead, Cindy.
Yet where are dreams but in a mind asleep? And can a dream succeed in making real the pictures it projects outside itself? Save time, my brothers. Learn what time is for. and speed the end of idols in a world made sad and sick by seeing idols there. Your holy minds are altars unto God, and where he is, no idol can abide. The fear of God is but the fear of loss of idols. It is not the fear of loss of your reality, but you have made of your reality an idol, which you must protect against the light of truth. And all the world becomes the means by which this idol can be saved. Salvation thus appears to threaten life and offer death.
When I first got on the spiritual path, I was at a oneness event and somebody mentioned awakening. I thought, awakening? Shit, I woke up this morning. I had no idea what any of this stuff meant. None. I, of course, was convinced that this is what I was, and it was all of what I was, and that the world was absolutely real and had the effects that I thought that it had. We all do. I mean, it's too compelling to not think that. I mean, it was designed to be the perfect expression of what separation might be like. But the whole purpose, and he talks about it in all his pathways, the proper use of time. In the Course in Miracles, he said forgiveness is your function. And that's forgiving everything that you created, all thoughts, concepts, beliefs, images, everything that you created to take the place of the truth as God created it to be. Not about chasing more money, not about anything else. That's the proper use of time. Unless you want to spend a lot more time in time. But I can tell you, eternity is a whole lot better gig. It gets much more peaceful. But we've made the whole reality is this. And we defend this. And not only do we defend the body, that's one thing. I can see the body defending itself. But look at the concepts that you're willing to fight about. Look at just ideas. They're nothing more than a word or a group of words, and we fight to defend those things. And we argue and we argue and we argue over a word or a series of words. We do that kind of stuff all the time. I mean, just watch yourself watch the news one night, or watch yourself watch one of these so-called reality programs. But thankfully, the truth is true, and it's always true. And it's everyone's truth absolutely equally. There is no difference between the least or the greatest on the level of the body-mind. Absolute perfect equality. And when you find it within, you'll know it. You will absolutely know it. And all you want to do is help everybody else remember. Because this whole seeking idols and death, it sucks. I mean, you can say, oh, I'm pretty happy. But if you got a diagnosis that the body was going to be gone in 2 weeks, I suspect your attitude would probably change. But you can find the peace within, so if something like that does happen, it won't be such a big deal. You can go in peace.
It is not so. Salvation seeks to prove there is no death, and only life exists. The sacrifice of death is nothing lost. An idol cannot take the place of God. Let him remind you of his love for you. And do not seek to drown his voice in the chants of deep despair to idols of yourself. Seek not outside your Father for your hope, for hope of happiness is not despair.
We really do get fearful that we're going to lose. I can tell you the only thing you're going to lose, and Yeshua came to show us there's no death. Okay, I'll agree, you guys can kill me on the cross because I threaten you. Bam! I'm back. Do you see? Death isn't real. But we didn't get that message. That was the point. Death is not real. A body may appear to no longer live, but you are not that body. That's what Yeshua came back 3 days later to say. Do you see? Fear not. That's the truth. But the only thing you're really going to lose is guilt, fear, and the belief in death. Would anybody be really distressed if those were no longer in your existence? You don't have to give up the shoes, you don't have to give up the house, you don't have to give up any of that stuff. You just give up the belief that it will bring you peace. 3 things: death, guilt, and fear. In the Course in Miracles, he calls it a still, small voice. And that's why in every authentic spiritual path it talks about silence and stillness. Because while you're thinking in your mind, you're talking. That's what you're really doing, jabbering away. Can you hear if there's a little voice in there trying to get your attention? You're too busy making plans about the future and yada, 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 yada. It's about learning to stop that chatter in your mind, or learning to find a stillness even if the chatter is still there. If you can find that first, the chatter eventually will disappear and there'll just be that radiant silence. But the silence is there even when all that talking is going on, but you're not really hearing it. So instead of thinking, the process becomes an inner listening instead of an inner dialoguing. And when you truly begin to listen inside, you're going to see what you've usually been spending all your time talking about, but you'll start to find this beautiful, Eckhart Tolle calls it the silent witness. It's been called many, many things, but it's right there. But even when you turn within, there'll be tricks within your mind, and you'll see one thought and go, oh, that's an ego thought. Well, the second thought that said that was an ego thought, you believe that one. That's not true either. You have to rest in that place, but it's there. So turn within, be still. That's the only way you'll know. You won't know because of a concept. You won't know because of thoughts. You won't know unless you're absolutely still and you find that place. And you don't really have to do anything. If you can just be still, you'll find what's there. The love that's there will rush to meet you. And you'll go, oh my gosh, there it was. So, tough medicine tonight. Seek not outside for idols. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
This isn't really an in-depth question. I've not been familiar with the Course in Miracles Sparkly edition, from which you took these quotes.
Of course.
I see it up there. Is it different in content in any way?
Well, it has a pretty cover.
Oh, okay.
It is sparkly. When the Course was scribed to Helen, this is the edition that Bill Thedford scribed with Yeshua's help. The blue version that we're all particularly are familiar with was kind of edited by Ken Wapnick. Some very important changes. In this dialogue, whenever Yeshua was making a point, things are in all caps.
Oh.
And for instance, in this version, soul is mentioned 125 times. In the other version, it was edited to be mind, and only 10 references to soul remained. In this dialogue, he talks about the spiritual eye, or in this version, it talks about the spiritual eye, which is a very, very important function. And again, in the other one, it was just reduced to mind. So many people who pick this up just find it a powerful experience. It tends to read a little bit easier, is what my experience of it has been.
The material that we work with tonight, is it found in the other text as well?
It is.
Okay, can you tell me where it is in the other text? I'd like to.
Well, it's chapter 29 here,
Okay.
but if not, I'll let you know afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Where do you get that book at? This guy Ted Poppy had it somehow and got sued by the Course in Miracles Foundation or whatever, but it's out there. I think if you just search Course in Miracles Sparkly Edition.
It's actually free on the internet.
Is it? Well, there you go. You can get a PDF of it if you want it on your Kindle or your phone or something else. Oh, and somebody, David Hawkins does that power versus force thing. This thing got a significantly higher score than the other version in terms of, its truth index with that whole kinesthetic thing. I'm not all that familiar with that, but for some of you that are. Marion's back there nodding her head. You want to add anything?
I'm just finding that interesting that when he calculated it, that was so, and I have found that whenever he is coming up with something, it always just rings true for me.
The David Hawkins scale?
Yes.
Yeah. So that whole David Hawkins thing, real short, is a way of accessing truth and allowing truth to express through you by using a kinesthetic kind of thing, because that can't really lie. Your mind lies all the time, but it's supposed to be a director source to truth. Some people use crystals or something else to try and do that same thing. So if you have a lot of distrust in your mind, which all of us really often do, thinking you can find a reliable source of truth is usually a pretty powerful thing. It's kind of liberating. Hey, Pam.
Why would Ken want to edit it and change the word soul to mind?
I can't speak for Ken, of course. I can share with you what I heard in a channeling that Yeshua did through JM. Ken was a mind guy. Soul was too ethereal. He was in the whole psychotherapy thing. And, I'm not busting his chops. That's just what I hear he did. I mean, I studied with some of his stuff, and I appreciated that he was really hard-nosed about it. He's really kind of black and white. The fact of the matter is, even that edition has touched millions of people. So it's not about saying good or bad, right or wrong. So I don't know why he did it that way. I'm sure he did it for a very good reason within his own being. All of us do. All of us make the choices we make for what we think are the best reasons. Anyone else? Who's heard Peter Mayer, Holy Now? When you find the center, when you find that truth, when you experience it, your experience will go from, wow, it's really quiet in here, to kind of a lived experience like this. Cindy's been practicing singing this one, so I hope you'll do it live at some dialogue. You ready?
When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church. Pay attention to the priest, that he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Questioning child's face, say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
So that's kind of your after experience, because you'll know you are one with that whole holy thing. And you'll never know how it all happens, but you will be in just infinite gratitude for it. A couple of things real quick. Many of the things we do, we learned little to do things that would please others, because that's how we would get love. God's love is already radiant within you right now. You don't need to do anything to earn it. You don't need to impress God. You don't need to have a long list of good works. If you got a long list of bad works, that doesn't matter either. It's already there. If you're seeking to be good to get it, drop it like a hot frigging potato. You're already innocent. It's already there. You're already loved perfectly. So don't walk out with discouragement. Walk out and rejoice that that truth is there, waiting for you to find it. Waiting for you to let go of all the other toys that you've played with and find it. You don't ever have to earn it. Never, ever, ever. And it's already given. It won't be given after some momentous accomplishment. It's already there. So find it. Don't chase it in something else. Let it just please. If you want it, it's right there. Heaven is closer than you can ever imagine. Because, of course, if you're imagining, you're using the mind. Anyway. But thank you, Peter Mayer, for Holy Now. Isn't that beautiful? Love offering. This is all this family does, is extend this love, this very simple, basic, immediate, right now truth. I would appreciate if you would consider making a love offering. Please make a guilt-free one. There's a basket on the other side of the fireplace for those of you who are here. All of you watching on the internet or who may watch later, you can go to onewhowakes.org. In the upper right-hand corner is a little yellow give button with a heart. You can click that and give as you would like. Is that it? It's not oftentimes the easiest pill to swallow, some of the truth that we're asked to recognize, because it requires us to let go of what we thought was truth. I know that sometimes can be uncomfortable. I walked on those hot coals myself. But when you find the truth, I promise you, you will not have an ounce of regret. You will not have an ounce whatsoever. So I'm grateful that the truth, the message is here, and it's our choice when we want to find it. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. It's okay. No big deal. It's our choice when we want to find it, because it's nowhere outside of us. God's not waiting for you to get holy enough. It's already given. It's up to you to turn within and find it. And that's kind of empowering, rather than just thinking, well, gosh, I got to wait for like a magic wand to hit me or something. Anyway, thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Father, for the creation. Thank you, beings. We all come as one, because you're participating in this work. That's the ironic thing. You'll recognize that when you see the truth, that you've been creating all this stuff to help us wake up the whole time. But nonetheless, we love you with an absolutely infinite love and a perfect, perfect peace.